You're welcome to Business Daily on Trust TV. My name is Chamun Dabeng. Let's talk numbers. Let's take a look at the market this morning. You're welcome back, and once again, my name is Chamun Dabeng. All right, so today on the show, we're going to be taking a look at the bilateral air service agreement. Now, Nigeria has signed over 80 BASA deals with different countries all over the world. Now, in light of the recent debacle with Emirates Airlines, the question as to whether or not the BASA deals actually work in favor of Nigeria has resurfaced. Now, joining me in the studio today is economist Paul Alaje and political economist Adefolarin Olamileko. You're both welcome to the show. Great to have you guys here. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the discussion, let's start off with what exactly is the bilateral air service agreement and what does it entail?
Okay, so when you have a bilateral air service agreement between two countries, you are saying that a country A, in this case, is allowing country B, because it's bilateral just between the two of them, to land and to take off from that territory to their territory. Then the other country has also accepted to reciprocate the same when such demand is made on them. In the case of Nigeria and United Arab Emirates, United Arab Emirates lands on different Nigerian airports at least 20 times, about 21 or more times.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the quote and unquote national carrier for Nigeria is Air Peace. It lands one time and request for 3 times became an issue. What you should understand is that even though there are a lot of people that are not citizens of the Emirates, of the United Arab Emirates, but when you look at the numbers, Nigeria has over 200 million people. Now, the question with you, can all of them fly abroad? The answer is no. But per time, we have more Nigerians going to at least Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Sharjah. Those are the 3 major cities, at least that Nigerian visits. And we have less and less people from those countries come to our country, which means the money, the spenders are Nigerians when you compare. So countries come, and Nigeria don't, like you rightly mentioned, it's not just that organization or the country that Nigeria has that agreement with. We have with BA, we have with quite a lot of other countries and other airlines that have had such agreement with Nigeria. We have one. There was a time we had up to 2. Dana was included. Yeah. There was a time even that increased to 3. But now we have one. And this airline seems to be doing well. So how do we say that we have an agreement? You land in Lagos, which is equivalent of Dubai. You land in Abuja, which is equivalent of Abu Dhabi. You land in Sharjah, which is equivalent of Kano or Port Harcourt. But you only say that our carrier, for the lack of words, let me call it national carrier, because he has the largest spread, could only land in Sharjah. Not even in Dubai, which is Lagos, where you take a lot of
or Abu Dhabi,
where you fly a lot of that, or Abu Dhabi, the capital of the country. So I think that the international community should pay more attention to Africa. Look at recent Omicron variant of COVID, where UK put Nigeria on watch list or red list, as the case may be. if the list ever existed. And
It was more like a blacklist, to be very honest.
some of us said, well, Nigeria should also go out to remove them and say you cannot come to our country.
Tit for tat.
What is the population of these countries, for God's sake? You have wealth. Where is the wealth? I give you another instance. China is producing for the world, but significantly for Africa. You are even lending Africa money to buy from you. The same. So the approach in economics is just that African leaders must realize the position they are supposed to take in the world. You lend us money not to buy what we want. You say you want to help us with rail track, fantastic. But bring the money, let's buy it. You say, no, I'm going to buy the rail track. So significantly, the wealth resides in your country. You give us service, which is better than politicians stealing the money. Fantastic. But we are saying that is it that you are doing us good in a way? Because the employment, it stimulates your economy, it stimulates your production market, it also stimulates job, it also stimulates your exchange rate. In the real sense, the benefit is shared by both countries. So, I'm happy that the Emirates is now reconsidering some of the things.
Yeah.
But it is because the Minister of Aviation and other stakeholders in Nigeria have now realized that the person in the what do you call it now? The what we call masquerade can be unveiled. And until we start unveiling these persons one after the other, if you like call us a weak economy because of our GDP figures. But who has the numbers? If you call all Nigerians home, which is not an easy task, or you said all the monies made in Nigeria should be spent in Nigeria, you see a major boost in the local economy. It is because we continue to import education. Guess from where? UK. So UK quickly wants to exempt students when that policy was made. Up to 1.5 trillion is what private sector spend on education, importing, that is paying school fees abroad. Put that in 5 or 10 top universities in Nigeria, you will see a major change. You're talking of 150 billion. How much is ASU asking for? How much ASU is starting to go on strike? Because of how much? Is it up to 1.5 trillion that we are investing on foreign education? Now, with all the foreign education, has impacted us. Leave that, go to tourism. UAE continues to reap. And UAE is service that it does not reduce what you have. It's quote and unquote real estate. It does not reduce in a way. So money continue to lead. I just think what makes sense is for United Arab Emirates to understand the place of Nigeria, not just as a West African country or as the most populated African country, but even in global space. And until we have leaders who can speak to global issues and not just Nigerian, not just Lagos versus Kano, but speak to global issues and understand what is the population of Turkey.
It was actually the question I wanted to ask just right now when you were talking about foreign countries or Arab Emirates understanding Nigeria's position. Is it really for them to understand, or for the Nigerian officials or Nigerian government to create that perception that or to create that understanding and basically enforce it on them?
Well, everything lies on leadership. Nigerian authority must understand. In fact, I was expecting the leaders in Nigeria to be organizing global conference. China will come, they will come. Once you understand that the whole of Africa depends on Nigeria. And the truth is, look at the Arab world. When UAE emerged, the rest of Arab now saw hope that Arab can be like the West. The same for Germany, the same for Britain, the same for America, Canada. Who is doing that for Africa? It's still green. At best, if they talk about Africa, people quickly ignore Nigeria because you have not taken a position. They now start looking either to the down south, where in South Africa, or you're looking up north in Egypt. But the real economy, the largest economy you cannot do anything about, and population lies in Nigeria. So Nigerian authority must understand this was a litmus test, and we seem to be doing relatively better, but it's still below average. How would you be would you be landing on our shores 20 times and more, and requesting for 3 becomes an issue? I know it's painful to some of our friends that may want to travel. If you make your money legitimately, you can spend it anywhere in the world. There is no law that must restrict you. However, we must also understand that Air Peace is employing people, especially Nigerians. I don't care their tribe, whether they are from the north or from the south or the west or the middle. I don't care. What I care about is that it's an organization registered in Nigeria. Personal income tax is paid in Nigeria. Company income tax is paid in Nigeria, and we must do everything to say, let us expand it. If Nigerian government which I think they should be looking at, invest in Air Peace instead of looking for a new national carrier.
Okay, I have a question on that, but before we get into that, let's turn to Mr. Adefolari here. What do you have to say about all this?
I think Paul Alaji have said it, but the major thing that's made so significant in his talk, which I really understand, is that let Nigerians stand. Majorly, let us organize a conference and bring the whole world down here. And when we are talking about bringing the whole world down, we're not talking about bringing MD of cheap companies down here, but bringing the head of state, government heads of state of various countries to come down to Nigeria and have a great meeting. Then another issue that is raised, which is very, very serious, very significant to this discussion, is this: Nigeria have to take a stand. When this issue arises, I look at it from the side of the political economy angle. What do we really benefit? We have the population, we have all the resources, we have the mass, consumption of all these particular issues. But how can we harmonize all this together? And one of the greatest undoing of Nigeria is that where they normally lay this particular issue is that, do we have the enabling capacity? Do we have the technology? Do we have the capacity to really undo if we have a number of flights coming in from Dubai or from wherever? But I know with the government sitting down and look at it critically, it can be well done. And this is the starting point. And since they have taken this particular position, we need to give them the push that they should continue so that we can get to the end of it.
All right, so you brought something up. You were talking about the government investing into Air Peace, but do you feel the fact that, because Nigeria does not actually have its own national carrier, I mean, since the demise of Nigerian Airways, do you feel like that played a contributory role as to the current position that Nigeria has been going through when it comes to the BASA deals?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think you think different national carriers that are not owned altogether by the country. We must allow private sector thrive, but it should come through a lot of partnership. We are talking of Dangote refinery. Nigerian government quickly saw opportunity and said we have to invest in this. The same should apply to Air Peace. And I need to let you know the reason. If Emirates is taking off in Nigeria more than 20 times, and Air Peace citizen business in the country is taking off 1 time to Dubai or to what do we call it, Sharjah, potential passengers that would have boarded on Air Peace, the money would have been recycled in Nigeria. Such monies will be going out. You can say Air Peace does not have the best plane if you like. I don't care. You can say we can give different arguments, the experience, but there are still Nigerians that are, because of how patriotic they are, they just want to use Nigeria. More so, when you look at Air Peace plane, that flag, that logo, that green, white, green, they want to be inside. They just want to be inside. So, as a government, what must we then do? And as citizen, if it's just 10%. So, government now has a reason to even get involved and say, hey, in UK, we want to go there. So, all the flight taking off from here, we also want to say, okay, you are coming to our country, we want to land in your country. The same number of times you are landing. Then that gives Air Peace strength to go to their financial institution to collect more funds and buy more competitive planes. And this is the future. If you want Nigerian government to buy all this, let's assume President Buhari is an honest man, his minister are honest, and I have a lot of respect. In fact, this Minister of Aviation have done 3 things, and I'll mention 2 of them, that make me, I've never met the man before, that make me give him a lot of respect. Number 1, he said he was going to reconstruct airports, Abuja, within certain number of period of time, he delivered. The second one, I was just boiling. How would you say to a country that is the largest in Africa that one of the local airline, one of the operators cannot land? What is your population? Yes, you have the tallest building in the world, fantastic. You have been towing the path of development, fantastic. You have sense, fantastic. But that does not make us stupid. So, and I am thinking that government or any official that is watching this now or in the future should start considering that window. I am not saying you should take over Airpeace business. That's not, that would be very wrong.
Yeah.
If it is 5%, if it is 2%, if it is 10% max, in my suggestion, you know, just to give that support. And if you look at Mr. Oyema, he's a shrewd businessman that makes a lot of sense. I'm not talking of whether his business is the best in Nigeria. No, obviously there are better businesses. But the vision the man has, as a country, we are better. And I'm happy that this minister stood the ground. He stood the position. And that's the second thing he did.
Yeah.
Stood the position and ensure that, yes, United Arab Emirates eventually came to say, okay, we are reconsidering. You know, people have taken Nigeria for granted. And when you travel, this is how we can restore the Nigerian pride. When we travel out. Because if they just tell her, you cannot travel, go. Any plane that is bringing Nigeria cannot land. That was the second reaction. And we said, no problem. Anybody bringing your citizens cannot also land. But guess what? Our people go here, they call them technicians. They call them workers. They pack our doctors. But when they come here, we call them expatriates. What makes us think as human beings is not the color of our skin. It is the content of our brain and the know-how, the knowledge that we have. And we must get to that point where we can openly showcase the talents that Nigerians, especially young Nigerians, the millennial and Gen Zs of this world, what they have to offer. When we get to that point that we now realize that we are living in a global village, irrespective of the passport you carry, whether it is green or blue or brown or purple, it doesn't matter anymore. The walls that separate the world has been collapsed. And what you think you can do, Nigeria can even do more. You know why? You schooled in UK, we schooled in UK. You schooled in US, we schooled in US. We went to the same school. But we are only patriotic to come back home and say, by fire, by force, this economy, this country must be better. Irrespective of the country you come from. Irrespective of your president. Irrespective of nuclear weapon that we have. We surely believe that Nigeria will get better. Starting with us today.
All right, Folari, go ahead.
I think adding to what I said it's very patriotic, his suggestions were very great and laudable. And going forward from that is to see Nigerian economy boosting, increasing and bringing the yield that we want as a people and making Nigerians to see that truly there is need for us to put all our hands on deck so that we can make the economy work. It made a very fantastic point that either you go to school in US, you go to school in UK, what we need is the content of your brain so that they can empower to boost and to boost the economy of Nigeria. And the government have to listen to us, especially young intellectuals, although Mr. Paul Elijah has been around for a while, and young ones like us that are coming up to bring solutions to the problem of Nigeria. The government must listen to us and the government will follow through with our suggestion and recommendation. All right,
so looking at the BASA deals itself, now as I said earlier on, Nigeria has signed over 80 or 90 deals thereabout. And so far it has actually cost the country. We've lost money in keeping up with these BASA deals. As a matter of fact, I believe it's about $5 billion to $6.5 billion that Nigeria loses annually from other countries not reciprocating their own part of the deal.
Exactly. So we continue to lose more because we are unable, we don't have, and that is why you see organization, structure, organization, it's so very important.
Is that a part where the Nigerian government actually lost out on? Because I mean, what happened with that process, the preparation of the deal and the signing of the deal, was there something that was missed?
If we had not signed the deal, we would have even lose more.
Okay.
You know why? They might have not even be on our shores. So they will go elsewhere, then come, then you have issues. I give you an instance. I'm involved with a large production of rice in Nigeria. So we're setting up a rice mill, massive, in the nation's capital. And we're to bring people. When I first saw the equipment they imported that was sent to us, 90% of those things could be made here. But what was missing is ability to know what works for what. That's what Nigerians don't know. So we already have steel, We already have the ions. We have them in Day market. We have them in Jabi market, close to this place. You know, in Nigeria, and in Lagos, and in Port Harcourt, and in Kano, and in Kaduna. We have them all around Nigeria that are already available in the iron market. And over 80% of things used were iron. Motors were available in Nigeria already. So why importing that 100%? What they will not give to us is the know-how. And that is why, beyond the emphasis, this annoying emphasis on university education, this annoying, because if we don't emphasize university education, when ASU go on strike, the impact will not be this much. Technical school, that's where the jobs are. The persons or the so-called expatriate that came to install the machines for us, they don't even have secondary school education. They don't even have secondary school education. And Nigeria should get to that point where emphasis will not be about your education. We have how many are out of school children? Does it mean that their brains are not working because we have not sent them to school? But if we give them technical knowledge, they become reason. In fact, they become tools for our development. Because if they show them, we need technology, we need development, we need infrastructure, we need all manner of things that can bring about that development. And development that we exclude human development is no development. So we need to train hands. The same. So if expatriates were to come to Nigeria and they cannot fly from their country to us, it's going to be more cost. And guess who will fly them? Nigerian. You are saying you want to pay. So it pays for them to come straight to our country. And guess what? When they are going back and we don't have our airline to take them, we'll now give them money and lose. And that's the point. So which airline do we think is giving, or top 3 airlines, so that it's not as if we are just supporting an airline, which top 3 airlines do we think we could shortlist and ask the real decision maker in those organizations? Government want to invest 10%. Maybe the ones AMCON have taken over, the 2 airlines, merge them together, you know, spread the number of planes, and see if 1 or 2 could do international travels. That is reducing the losses that we're having this moment today. But when we think that aviation is just between Lagos and Ibadan, Kano to Port Harcourt, we're losing so much. Aviation has more to offer, you know. But how many of our airlines are even doing West Africa? Less than 20%. How many of them are doing the entire African continent? Very few. So while we have so much, and you see the big Boeing 737 that we don't need for short distances, short travels. It goes up, maybe ascend in about 20 minutes, then it does 10, 15, 20 minutes in the air and start coming down. And you are wondering why we are losing. And if it's not because of rush period, they are never filled. So they are even losing money. Meanwhile, we should look for smaller jets to do the job and take those on for international travel. It could be Africa, it could be West Africa, you know, travels, so that we can maximize the opportunity of aviation and reduce the cost. But you cannot blame government for signing. That's my point. You cannot. We're looking for direct flight from India. I don't know if there is, but we couldn't find one. So if the Nigerian government decides to sign, and guess what? We're having more Indians in recent time in Nigeria. More Indians. So if the Nigerian government decides to sign one, do you blame government? So my concern, how do we reorganize and make it a condition? If you have so number of airlines, one should do international travels. That will push some of these airlines that are comfortable with 40, 80,000 naira business class, 100,000 Lagos to Abuja. It should make them to sit up and know that aviation is a serious business. And it will put Nigerians at a better position. Government will make more money in taxes. National Bureau of Statistics will report lower unemployment figures. We're going to have more in our foreign reserve because we earn in dollar, and it's going to impact what do we call it now, foreign reserve. And central bank will report that naira will be stronger. There's no need to manipulate. Again, we're now going to be exporting aviation and tourism. So we could tie all of this and make policy that are concrete, policy that can make lives of people become better, that will take misery, deprivation, and hunger out of our people. It is not rocket science. It is just for us to have sense.
All right. So my next question now, with the way that the government actually handled the issue with Emirates Airlines, now it was a tit for tat situation. It was more of a, I'm sorry for lack of a better term, do me I do you, which is something that Nigeria has not really shied away from in the past. Now, is it time to actually start to employ those same tactics on other countries that have signed the agreement with us in order for them to sort of balance out these deals? Let's hear from Mr. Folari.
I think one of the greatest achievements of this particular tact for tact, because international relations, that's what is recognized, is to see that the countries sit up and do the right thing. Now, UAE has agreed they are going to allow, in a consideration way, more flights from Nigeria. But we need to look back, okay, what should we do? Now, this open opportunities has come. It made mention of one critical point that the government must do, policy that attract not just allowing Nigerians to fly more, but policy that can take care of local content of our technology. He made mention of his rice mailing that will be set up in Abuja. We have organizations, we have institutions that are technological inclined of the government. How can they come in the aviation sector? I was trying to remember or recall, is there any research institute in the aviation sector in Nigeria? Who are the people writing those agreements for the government? Are they diplomatic people or are they business people? Because all these need to be put together so that we can have a foresight of where we are going.
More like a 360
exactly, 360
view.
degree view. And now in looking at that, we also look at how we can achieve more from these deals, because the other 80 or 79 deals that are left, how are we going to achieve more from it? What are we going to do so that in case something like this happens similarly? I remember some few years back, Eric L. was trying to get headway in this kind of particular angle, but did not succeed. So how can we handle the remaining 78 or 79 deals that have not shown their ugly head? So this is where the government need to come in, and he has made a good suggestion. Can the government go into PPA with Air Nigeria? Can they have about 10-15% of it? Can no other Nigerians also buy into Air Nigeria so that we can boost the economy through investment into Air Nigeria and be able to help the economy to open up so that all the issue of unemployment and other issues that were affecting the economy can be liberated from this angle. So for me, and as he said, organization. Then adding to organization is to restructure our activity in terms of that aviation sector, because apart from sea, air traveling is one of the biggest investments and one of the biggest activities that affect the economy of the whole world. So we need to take advantage of it and make it more buoyant and more open for Nigeria so that we can take advantage of it all.
Right. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. But yes, one thing that is very obvious is that there is a need to go back and revisit these BASA deals that Nigeria has with all of those nations and make sure that it's beneficial to both countries and not just the foreign nation. All right. So we've come to the end of our show for today, and I would like to thank my guests in the studio. Thank you so much, Mr. Paul, and thank you so much, Mr. Adefolari, for being a part of the show. And to all our viewers out there, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Just look up TrustTV News and you'll find us there. Well, once again, my name is Chamun Dabeng. Come back again for more Business Daily. Let's talk numbers.